Good afternoon. Well, we got B in. I wasn't going to start the stream until I saw someone come in. Hello, B. So it's just you and I then. Although I'm not quite ready yet. I mean, it's not actually 3 o'clock, so... So we ready to make a fool of myself again, are we? Ah, yeah. It's nice to know we got at least one loyal viewer in it. Alright, saying all that, I better make sure this is live. Yeah, we're live. The fun of having no producer. Right then, some vapings before we start. Should do. Should get it quicker. I found these. I've got 2 of these. This should help. And I've got a new soldering iron, which I better turn on. Bink. Ugh. Right, soldering iron. You only want to buy it later. Oh, shut up. I don't care about Firefox updates. Piss off. No. Restart later. Seriously, I'm quite enjoying the Snow Wolf at the minute. It's not a DNA200, I know, but whatever. So no work on a Saturday then, B, is it? Right, let's have a final pre-flight check. What have I got and what am I missing? Hello, Bob. How you doing, fella? Bob, if you want to Skype me and do an audio Skype thingy whilst to keep me company, feel free. Won't be video, just audio. Right. Right, so this is kind of why I'm doing this. This is a 3D printed box. It's not perfect. I did hope to get some resin on it and cover it over, make it a nice shiny smooth finish, but the resin I bought is a bit too thick. So I'm going to crack on with that. Oh, my soldering iron is smoking. It's a brand new one, so it's probably taken some of the coating off. Yeah. Hiya, Bob.
Hello, mate, all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Good.
Keeping you company, Yassi.
Yeah.
Aye. Saturday afternoon, probably everyone's watching football or something.
Probably are, mate. How boring.
I know. You can be watching internet telly instead. It's far more exciting.
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
What are you going to be doing?
Well, I'm building a mod from scratch.
Go for it.
I've done it before, but last time it took me 3 hours. I don't intend it to take that long this time.
That's one thing I haven't got is 3 hours.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you want to drop out any time, this is not a show, so you know it's just a bit of larking about. So I was just showing the camera a 3D printed box mod with sliding lid action, which is not It's a bit fiddly, but it does go in.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason it's so big, and you won't see it obviously until it hits the live stream, Bob, but is because I've got a 2200 milliamp hour LiPo.
That's why it's so big.
Which is huge. For size comparison, here's the Snow.
Against an 18650, how big?
An 18650, that's a good idea. Right, hang on. An 18650. You'll see it on the live stream in a second.
Yep.
It's almost twice the height.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So, yeah, an 18650 there. They're big.
They are.
And I think that's what Very Boring uses in his Hoofing Great mods. I think. You might even use a bigger one.
That breeze block he carries about.
Yeah, you know, the subtle mod.
Yeah. That little one.
Right. I shall have me a quick vape on the other DNA200.
Yeah, just see it there. It's like an 18650 plus an 8500 together.
Yeah, thereabouts, I suppose. So it's almost twice the height. Almost, not quite.
Bloody size, isn't it?
I mean, to be honest, it's probably overkill. The 1300 milliamp hour LiPo I've got is more than enough to last me. It'll last me at least a day if I was constantly vaping it.
That sounds alright then.
Yeah.
Almost a day. Almost. So what's the size of the LiPo?
The actual, well, that milliamp hours is rated at 2200.
Oh right, gotcha. Yeah, I'll get about the same at the 22.
But of course, I've gone over it on the shows before. Milliamp hours and lipos and milliamp hours and lithium ion aren't the same.
Yeah, exactly.
So, right. Get me over to Close Yuppie Cam then. It's Close Yuppie Cam, which is completely covered in helping hands at the minute. So I'm going to show the box mod briefly. It's a bit black, so it's not going to show very well, but that's what I'm going to be putting it in. Oh yeah, Gordy. So I'm going to put that to one side, so I don't need it right now. So the first thing, as always, is get out the DNA200 board. Screen can stay in the box for a minute. I don't need that at this moment. It's not quite 3 o'clock yet, so I'm not quite going to start, but let's get myself ready.
It's a huge box though, isn't it?
It is. It needs to be big to accommodate that, and I've made one. Oh, I've got several prototypes. I'll put it up on the main camera. Hang on. Here's the first prototype, which is absolutely massive. It's far too big. I could have got 2 of those batteries in it. And the height is the same, but the actual depth of it is just massive. And this is it compared to the one I'm currently going to use.
I'll see that when it comes through on the screen.
Yeah, you'll see it in a second. But Gordy's multitasking me and the rugby. Right, no one ever refers to me and rugby in the same sentence. I'll start to point that out.
Oh, back in my younger days I used to play.
I used to play at school, but that's only because I had to. Didn't do it by choice.
I'm just seeing that box that you got in the hand now.
Yeah, bit big.
Huge bloody great thing.
I might keep it. Very Boring might want it or something.
You can see the size double, isn't it?
Yeah.
The height.
Yeah.
Or width.
But the advantage of 3D printing them is I can print all the holes that I need in it already. I don't have to drill them out.
So with this 3D printing,
Yes.
with the cost of the materials, like I presume it's liquid, like a liquid plastic?
It's you use two different materials are commonly used. You've got PLA plastic and you've got ABS plastic.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll go and get a reel of it.
It comes on reels?
Yep. It's like a string.
Oh, so it must be heated.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, so that's a reel of PLA plastic. It's a knackered reel of PLA plastic because it's gone. It's a very brittle thing, so that's no good. But basically that would be about a tenner. And that is, oh Christ, how much? 300 grams, so just under, actually it hasn't got the length on it. But basically that goes through what's on the 3D printer. You've got an extruder, you feed the filament in the top, heats it up and it squirts it out. That's all it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a controlled manner, of course, but it just squirts hot molten plastic. So the most common use one for a home printer is PLA plastic. ABS is a bit more flexible, therefore less prone to shock damage if you drop something, but you have to have a very well ventilated area to use it because it stinks.
I see. I remember working in a plastics moulding factory when I was a kid.
Oh,
making plastic bowls, you know, all kinds of things. And the smell in there was bloody vile as well.
Oh,
I remember that.
I bet. There used to be a plastics moulding firm where I used to live in the village. Curly Mouldings, it was called.
A place I worked at was called Lacrinoid.
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 that sounds nasty.
Yes, it wasn't very pleasant. The people there were great.
What's up with you? I've got lacrinoids. Oh,
okay. Yeah, they got killed out with that, man.
Aye. Right, I suppose I better crack on with this. So, first thing I'm going to do is grip this in my helping hands. I'm going to grip this in and then I'm going to try and get the camera on it. So, let's get the close-up camera on. Okay. Actually, I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually get this. Well, actually, it might work nicely. The problem I've got with this, even with the helping hands, this is a pain in the chuff. So let's see if I can get the camera on this. Weird angles, but
oh, we're used to weird angles, though, aren't we?
oh, we are. Right, so that should do. Okay, let's get my soldering iron all tinned up. First time I've used it, I'm breaking this soldering iron's cherry.
Oh, new one, huh?
Yeah, brand new one. Well, it's just rolling off the soldering iron. There we go.
Fair enough, you're doing that. I'm rebuilding an Atty.
You're rebuilding an Atty, eh?
Oh, yeah, dual coil.
Okay, so let's see if I can get this right. Okay, I think the soldering iron's a bit too hot. It needs to go down a bit. So that cool down a bit. I just felt that straight away. That was far too hot. Okay. So I'll just go back to this camera here whilst I let that cool down. I'll have another vape.
So what's the white block you just put it on there?
That is the tap connector. I'll show on the main camera now. On the little LiPo battery, you've got two connectors. See this white one here? That's the tap, and this yellow one, that's the XT60. Now the XT60 is carries the power.
Yeah.
The tap carries information.
Gotcha.
So that allows the DNA200 board to read the states, the charge level of each cell. So it's quite good like that, see? Yeah, so that's why you can get a very accurate voltage reading out of the DNA200 because it's reading it straight from the battery.
I see, yeah.
It's not reading just how much voltage is left in it. It's actually reading what the load is and everything else. It's quite clever.
Yeah.
And that's what it uses for charging as well. It uses it to switch between each cell.
Is that also connected to the software?
Yeah, you can see it all when you go into software. You can see it all.
Yeah.
Oh, Bernice's down to 2 pass-through mods. Has left battery charging work, so now until Tuesday. B, I've got 3 chargers here. If you really desperately need one, you can pop round and pick one up. is not a problem. She's only in Cardiff, I think.
Yeah, she's down the road from you, isn't she?
Yeah, it's only about a 20-minute drive.
Apparently I'm off to Dunmo on Monday.
Oh, are you going back in time for the show? Or are you not doing the show this Monday?
No, I'll be back in time for the show.
Oh, okay.
It's family day with, we're going to what's the show, Jen? A county show kind of thing.
Oh, right, yeah, there's a lot of those this weekend, isn't there?
Yeah. Kids like going all that sort of thing, you see, so...
Company car? God, Jesus. Right, let's see how this soldering iron is now. Let's go back to it. No wonder it just balled straight up onto the thing. That's better. Right. Get me goggles on.
What's with the goggles?
So I can bloody see what I'm doing. Well, in theory, but it's not actually helping any. No, that's not helping at all. Oh, I'm on the wrong bloody camera. Sorry,
You
people. Yep, there we
I was
are.
going to say, the string's dropped.
Yeah, sorry, people. Normally, I'm okay with these lenses, but it's not really helping me any. Not really helping me any at all.
Mm.
Right. This is the most fiddliest part, it really is. I hate doing this bit. Ah, camera could use some focus, couldn't it?
A little.
Yes. Hang on, I'll see what I can do.
You still make it out what you're doing.
Yeah, that's all right, well and good, but ideally we want it in focus. Hang on.
If I
There
was
we go.
doing that would just be one long blob of solder going all the way across it.
This is the beauty of using a very, very fine soldering point, you see. This is tiny. It's a lot thinner than the one I was using before.
Me and soldering irons don't mix.
Well, I've got to be honest with you, I'm not particularly good at soldering, and I don't ever claim to be. But the more you do it, the more practice you get at it, you know?
That's true.
But I'm starting to wonder if I'd be better off with my older one. Because this is very, very fiddly. Excuse me for being a bit quiet, but I'm trying to concentrate.
No worries.
I'm just trying to distribute that solder quite evenly. This is probably not how you're supposed to do it, but thing is, I don't have the pressure of Gary Dibley being in chat this time. He was last time.
He's probably away with family this week.
Yeah, probably. Right, I'm just going to take this off and give it an inspection close up. Seems okay. I'm going to put that to one side because the next thing I'm going to do now is attach the wires to the XT60 connector.
And I've got to agree with Gordy on that one.
What's that?
If you're soldering, put your hand resting on the surface.
Yeah.
It helps with the wobbles.
It does, and I'm trying to do that. But also, this is the problem of doing it on camera. I did actually build, I did a repair job on the one that I built previously live. Some of you may recall that the fuse on the board blew. And I did a repair job, and it was so much easier and I wasn't doing it on camera. So I'm my own worst enemy, really. You know, trying to get this on a camera to do a sort of you know, do something with it isn't necessarily that a good idea.
Good luck with that.
Right, okay.
And you'll be happy to hear my Atty is now firing rather nicely at 0.8 at 20 watts on a squonker. Lovely.
Ooh, goody. How are you getting on with that anyway, alright?
Yeah, it's kind of, I found out why it was leaking like a bitch.
Right.
The bottle itself uses standard nozzles on the bottle.
Right.
And there's a little pin goes into it, a hollow pin. And when you sort of put it up inside the mod itself and screw it in, it doesn't screw all the way in, so you try and force it a little bit. And the pin that's inside ends up splitting the plastic, so you have to cut the plastic nozzle down a bit.
Oh, okay.
And then that way it all works and no leaky.
I'm tempted to pick one up, but I don't know. I've got a lot of things here and I don't necessarily use them all the time, you know.
Well, it's 85 quid, mate, so...
Well, that's just it. It's 85
you know,
quid. I love the idea of squonking and I really want to get into it.
Well, you can try them cheap old 15 quid jobbies, the mechanical ones.
I have not seen those.
Yeah, I think it's on the Chinese site.
Oh, right.
Oh, what do they call them? Oh, but it's got a picture of two guns on it anyway, and it comes with an atomizer as well, dual coil
Oh, okay.
atomizer thing. That looks like a chimney.
Right.
So, they're alright, they're for a cheap mechanical, well, it does what it's, you know, everything you need it to do. But don't expect to sub home on it.
No, fair enough. Right, so what I've done, I've tinned up the positive wire here to go into the XT60. So what I'm going to do now is basically hold a load of solder over the connector and just melt it in there.
Mm-hmm. So the yellow block we've got on screen at the moment, what is that again?
That connects to the battery.
Right.
So that's one done. Okay, let's make sure that's a good connection. Seems solid enough in there to me. I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with that. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's fine. Now we should do the negative side. So as before, I shall tin this up.
So it takes a lot of solder, doesn't it?
Not really a great deal. Looks like more because I'm doing quite close-up work. I was going to suggest that about filling the holes first. Yeah, I find it the other way, doing it the other way, Gordy, works for me. But there we are. Okay, so now let's get this.
We've all got our way of doing things, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, I've done these a few times now, so this is the way that I find works. So
Yeah, whatever works for you, mate.
That should be good. Yep, that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is get myself some heat shrink and some scissors when I find them. How hot is that? Because I don't want to shrink the... That shouldn't melt. Alright. So we have the heat shrink, and now the hot gun. I love doing this bit. There we go.
It's almost as noisy as the wife's hairdryer.
It is a hairdryer. It's the missus's hairdryer, I've pinched for my own purposes. Okay, so that's that bit done. I might be tempted actually do the, since I'm doing the wiring stuff, let's get the positive pin done first now. Where did I put my solder? There it is. Let's get some focus sorted out. There we are, right. So I've already fitted this. This is a positive pin of a Fat Daddy Vapes connector, by the way, Bob. So all I need to do is just apply an awful lot of solder to this. Just to make sure it doesn't come out.
So when you printed the box itself, is the hole exactly fitted for that?
Yes. It is a 10 millimeter in diameter hole.
Right.
Let's just turn that round to get some solder on the other side. So in theory, that shouldn't come out of there now. Thing is, that brass is going to be bloody hot. So I'm going to leave that to one side for a minute. And this is the negative ring, which I need to give it a bit of a bend first. So where's my pliers? Not much of a bend, but a bend. Just makes fitting it to the box a bit easier later. Okay. So there's that bit. Tin this up first. There we go. Change the focus because I just noticed. No, that way. Just all these into position. So these helping hands really are very, very helpful things.
Yeah, I've seen them a few times when out on my travels, local markets, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean they're very inexpensive, but bloody useful things to have.
Some of them come with big magnifying glasses as well.
These have got them on that actually, but I find them to be next to useless. So you know, your mileage may vary, but I don't like using the magnifying glasses on them. And I had some clippers a second ago. Where did I put those clippers? Ah, that'll do, those ones there. Got a stray bit of wire. I'll just clip it off. Hoggy doggy. Oh, I've got this wrong way around. I want this. Ah. Kind of like that. Right. Kind of balls this up a little bit because what I wanted to do was actually thread that for the hole. But I shouldn't have soldered it first. But I shouldn't have tinned it up first. Let's see what I can do.
Can you not take some of the solder off?
Well, I can do if needs arise. I'm forcing it in there. Ooh, misses.
Not going there.
Right, there we go. Now, what I should have done last time I did a live build, I should have found these things first, because the helping hands, I mean, because it would have made life a lot easier for me.
So you'd rather just get hold of them things then?
I've had them for a long time, I just couldn't find them.
That's the kind of thing that always happens in the man shed, doesn't it?
Yes, or room.
Yeah, room.
Right, so there we go, there's a connection there on the negatives. Right, so what we want to do now, I'm going to test the 510. That is good. More heat shrink. I'm not going to worry about putting heat shrink on. Well, actually, I might do it on the negative as well. Let's just thread this on here. An iCloud password now. Come on, you Mac, you silly thing. Bugger off. Cancel. I don't care. Right. Where's the gun of heat? There we go. That's one shielded 510 pin. Now let's just do the negative. Just because there's some exposed wire on there, it will be a good idea to have it.
Well, it's always a good idea to cover up any exposure.
Indeed.
I love the using that heat shrink.
Oh, it's fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
There we go. Right, so that's all the. That's the last we see of the hairdryer, unfortunately. I'm just going to have me a quick vape now, because I think I've earned them.
No, not yet. Not yet. Another 20 minutes yet before you can
Sod
vape.
off, you're not my producer.
That looks like a kick you've got on the.
It is. It is nicely spotted. Yes, there it is. It's Yeah, that's a clone one. I have got a genuine one, but God knows where it is.
My first genuine one, I managed to put a battery in upside down and it didn't work no more.
Yeah, that'll happen, that would.
Yeah. And the second one, I put the battery in the right way round and it still didn't work no more. And I've still got that here.
All right.
So God knows what's the matter with that.
They are fantastic things, but a bit useless these days. Only got to 15 watts, don't they?
Well, they do, but they're great for if you're sort of, you know, on a plus ohm kind of thing.
Oh yeah, which has been a long time now, to be honest with you. So I forget the ohms limit on those, what they can fire down to.
It was about 0.9, wasn't it? I think Mark Jones used to tell us it was a 0.9.
Maybe, you know, honestly I can't remember.
Be alright with one.
Yeah. Right, that's me vaping done. Quick glug. Oh, hello Andrew Scott. How are you doing? Right, back down here again then.
I missed that. Hi Andrew.
Right, so we're back to the board. Right, so we've got two contacts I'm working on here next, each side of the tap connector. We've got this one here, which is the plus, and one to the other side, which is the negative. That is for the battery connection. Helpfully labelled B plus and B minus.
That's fair enough.
You can't really go wrong with this. Well, you could, and if there is a way, I will find it. So I want to try and jostle these now into position. By the way, if you're wondering about the masking tape on the crocodile clips, it's so I can try and avoid any damage to the circuit board.
Yeah. Hey, you know you said you wanted to try squonking.
Yes.
Why didn't you just make your own DNA200 squonker?
Well, that is an option which I'm possibly going to explore. Because the Fat Daddy Vapes 510 connector I've got, you can get a squonking conversion kit for them.
That's right.
But it's something I'm thinking about. Right.
I must admit, I do prefer squonking. I've just got so used to it now.
A lot of people absolutely love it, don't they?
Oh yeah.
And I'd like to give it a go to see what the crack is with it, like, you know. But
you do have to be careful of the occasional dry hit because you forget to push the bottle.
well, that's just dripping, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But I must admit, with this firebox thing, you've only got to touch the bottle and it pushes the juice up.
Okay. Well, don't give too much away because I believe you're going to do a review of it, aren't you?
I am. Well, not a review, a look at, really.
A look at, yeah. There we go. So, folks, stay tuned. There's a teaser. Not today. Right. That's the wires all tinned up. Let's try. I've got a tiny little blob of solder on the end of the iron I can't get rid of. It's really quite annoying. Right, so the idea is, I'll just raise that ever so slightly, so that's okay. How are we doing for focus? Not very good. It's better. Some more solder on there. That should do it. What we're looking for, by the way, when we do soldering, and Gary Dibby will probably tell you this, a nice shiny joint, a nice shiny solder.
I know in the past past when I've done soldering, mine's always been a mess and things never work after, so I always give up. I use far too much solder.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying not to do, but I'm just going to bring this down here because I was at the wrong angle for that. I need to get a bit more solder on the other side.
I still love watching Gary and Mark work on their shows, you know, and they'd use the barest amount and things would stick together and whatever, but
it's something that comes with practice, I suppose. I mean, I'm certainly not anywhere close to the level of skill that Gary or Mark had, you know. Nowhere near it.
Still a lot of fun watching.
Oh, why? Yeah. Shite. That wasn't clever, Matt.
What you done?
I've managed to desolder.
Uh-huh.
That'll do. I'm going to call that done. Right. Let's not bugger about. Right, I need to swap round to the other side now. That should be fine. Right, it's making contact. I'll swap the helping hands around. So I've got the one with the, what do we call it, on the other side. Okay. Tinning Aussie tip. I think that's good. Or maybe not, actually. That's better. Right. I hope. No, that's not good, is it? The cable just comes straight off.
I'll put it where you just started to apply the solder.
Yeah. That cable's it's far too low down. I'll have to get some heat and get that off there. There we are, right. I shall use my hand for this to hold. Okay, let's see how that looks. A solid joint, okay, good. At least it seems to be a solid joint. I'm still not entirely happy with that plus, the positive.
Why? Because it came off?
No, the positive didn't, the negative did, but the positive just seems... It is making contact, it just doesn't seem good enough. I'm just going to tweak that a bit more. I know I shouldn't really do things like this. You know, should be happy with it as it is, but there we go. Right, so that's that bit done. I've only got 2 more solder joints to do. These are the worst bits, because this is the ATI section, which has got incredibly thick wire. And last time I did this is what took so long. So I'm just going to have a vape and prepare myself. Hiya, Trevor G.
Hello, Trevor.
You haven't missed too much, matey. I've only got the battery connector and the tap connector soldered onto the board so far. Right. Back to it. Alright, first thing I'll do is get plenty of solder on this wire. You don't really want that magnifying glass in the way, do you? Right.
With that thing that you got on your head,
yes.
When you got the glass in front of you, remind me of a minion.
Yeah, I should take the thing off actually. It's doing nothing for me apart from making me sweat.
Yeah, the eyeballs, isn't it?
Focus! I should just use autofocus really, shouldn't I? But
If only, Trevor. If only, mate.
what's that?
Well, it says I'm watching it in the car on the M25.
The M25 on a Saturday afternoon, yeah, I'd rather not be on that. It is not a nice thing to be on.
Not a nice thing to be on any time of the day.
It's all right.
Time now is a different thing.
So it's all right during about say 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all right. I can deal with that. Which is quite often when I drive down to see my folks or the kids or whatever. I will leave here around about 2 or 3 a.m. Just so I can easy run of it.
Yeah, best time. That's why I enjoyed doing the night driving. You know, it's I'm down the motorways in the night time, no problems.
Yeah. Right, that's those tinned up. Hopefully this will be a lot quicker to do than last time, because that was just painful.
Yeah, but you know what you're doing now.
I knew what I was doing then. I've already built one before that.
Yeah, but with this, the amount of solder to use.
Well, no, it's more the case of I've done it once before on camera. I can do it again. You know. That's my thinking anyway. Right. Now, has that stuck? It has not. Nope.
So why's the outside wire so thick?
This is the specified one.
Gotcha.
If you look on the Evolve website, there's a data sheet, and they specify 18 gauge AWG for the wire for the ATI. Sorry, 14, and for the battery wire it's 18. Silicon coated wire.
Gotcha.
I wish it wasn't so thick because it is an absolute nightmare to work with. I might.
Is it just the thickness that's the pain, or is it
Yeah.
you need to put excessive heat through it to get the solder to stick on?
Yeah, they're both, to be honest. I might tin up the connectors, I think. I mean, I know they're pre-soldered joint. I've got solder on them already, but actually getting them to even getting this solder to stick on here is a, there we go. Right. I think on this occasion I'm going to increase the temperature of the iron. So I'll just let that heat up a little bit more. Have another vape. Sit and chew the fat, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the bit that did me in last time. It was an absolute nightmare. And I think I spent about an hour trying to get these two things soldered on. Whereas every time I've done it off camera, straight away.
Yeah, but when you do it off camera, do you have the helping hands doing it, or is that flat on the board?
No, I use the helping hands. But for some reason or the other, when you go on camera, right, it just doesn't like to play. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to hope that the
I don't know if you've seen the question Trev's just asked, but what temp are you using?
on the soldering iron.
Yeah.
I'm now at 400 degrees.
According to Trevor, uses 450 on nearly everything.
Okay, I'll crank it right up then. They go to 450. Back to me again then. Let's give it a couple of minutes.
So if it goes wrong, you can blame Trevor. I'm just relaying the message. I'm seeing him next weekend as well, so I'll kick him in the tune for you.
Mm-hmm. Last time I saw Trevor, he was very angry.
Oh, he's always angry. He needs a lot of steak to pacify him.
Well, that's understandable, actually.
Right.
I can get behind that. I need to drip some more.
You're not much of a tank user, are you?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Normally, whenever I see you using a vape, it's always a drip one.
That's because I'm at home.
Fair enough.
I like to drip at home. I like to use tanks out and about.
You're right.
It's one of those things. You know, I can't be doing with. I would also cut the tin end off. Yeah, possibly. Let's see how it goes on first, and then we'll see. So I'm going to see.
So is that just to have a bit of shorter wire, shorter tinned wire?
Yeah. Let's see if I can get the heat through this just to. I think that's done it. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. Right. Change places! Thing out of the way, right. Alright, this is the one that's now going to be, we're going to be sat here for the next hour or so, just try and get this one on.
No, you not. Have faith.
I'm also a firm believer in the law of sod.
Yeah. But you've done the first one. The second one will work as well.
Right. I was going to try and use the same technique again. I've just... letting the solder flow down. Which isn't working this time. Get out of the way, right. Tin. Hopefully that will do it. It's red so it go wrong. Cheers, Trev. Right, how's that looking? That's looking good. We are fully soldered up, folks and gentlemen, in under an hour. Celebratory vape time.
See, I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
Faith.
Oh, I haven't done it again, have I? Oh, please don't tell me I've done that again. Oh, no, I haven't. There's a little tiny O-ring that goes on the 510 connector. Last time I did this, I misplaced it. So I took it off the 510 pin because I didn't want to run the risk of melting it with the heat.
But it's still alright.
Yeah, fortunately, I can't remember who it was in chat who said use something from an ASSI, and I managed to find something.
That is a bit of luck.
It is a bit, really. So there we go. When it's soldered wood. All we got to worry about now is getting it on the sled. Actually, no. What we've got to do first is test it. Not get it on the sled at all. So, one screen. Back to closey uppiness. Let's get these helping hand things out the bloody way now. We don't need them anymore. Move that down a little bit there. Right, what I'm going to do first, I think, is actually hook the ATI up. So this needs to go this way. Silly boy, Matt. Get that nut in there first. You're right there, Trev. It is all down to the temperatures, tinning and technique, that sort of thing. You know, I have improved my soldering. You know, there's no way I'd have attempted this a year ago. Yeah, one of the many things that vaping is good for is teaching you how to solder. Come on, screw the hell on there. Gerb it out the way. It reminds me of that dodgeball quote, says B. I have not seen dodgeball, so I have no idea what she's on about. That should do. Right. Let's now get the... there's a little... I don't know if you're going to be able to make this out on camera, but there's a little ZIF socket here. It's currently raised. What one does is... insert the board I have to do this bit off camera because it is really, really fiddly to do this. Right, that's the screen installed. So what we need to do now is hook up the battery. There are buttons on the board, in case you're wondering how I'm going to test this.
I was wondering.
Right, so let's get the tap connector in there first. Let's get this on the screen, so hopefully you'll see the screen light up in a minute. So what's going to happen is either going to work or not work or go bang.
Well, you don't want it to go bang.
It lights up. There we go, 8.5 watts. We need some sort of atomizer manipulator. I have no idea what's in this, so I'm just going to screw it on and give it a go. Trevor G can solder like a bitch, apparently.
I have no idea if that's fact or not. I've never seen him solder.
Well, it's firing something. Crank up the wattage so I can hear something. Temperature protected, yeah, that's something. Oh yeah, and there's stuff coming out the end of the atomizer. You can just see that wisp there. Okay, let's disconnect this bit. We're nearly done.
So that LiPo pack you've got,
Yes.
2200 milliamp hours.
Yeah.
Probably be using it on temperature control, yes?
Most likely, yeah. Every now and again I'll probably use it on something else, but
So you'll probably end up getting a couple of days usage out of that easy, won't
oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Okay, so we're happy with that. Next thing is the sled. And the buttons have gone all over the place. So that's one button. There's the other button. Where's the flame your fire button gone? Oh, it's on the floor. Good job I just seen it though, isn't it? And the sled. Where is the sled? I did have it a while ago, didn't I? You all saw it.
Yeah.
I've got too much crap on my desk. Oh, there it is. It's under everything else. Sled. What I'm going to do, I think, is... Where did the box for the... there it is. I'll get a bit of foam from the box.
So do the red buttons come with it, or
No, that's 3D printed. Everything apart from the wires, the atomizer, and of course the board is going to be 3D printed.
Right, but why red?
Well, it'll look a bit dull, everything in black, wouldn't it?
No.
Ah, sod it. I wanted it in red.
Alright.
So, in answer to your question, because I bloody well wanted. Yes, Trev, it's all 3D printed. The sled is 3D printed. If anyone wants a copy of the files, then ask me. I'll freely give them away. And I've got some screws. The world's tiniest screws. Size 0 screws. So what I'm going to do, and I'll probably end up doing this bit off camera because this is an absolute pain, but I need to remove the screen protector from here. There's a little bit of film that comes over it. And basically affix this to here. So I'm going to go to the shot of me because there's no way I'm going to do this on the close-up cam. This is going to be too fiddly. No way, Jose. I'll tell you what would be a good idea though first is get the buttons in. No. Let's get the buttons in. There we go. Now for the board.
I love what Trev's just put.
Could you give away a 3D printer?
Could be a prize one, not on a show.
Yeah, I made of money on him. Did you know? This is 50 bits. I've got to do is line the board up. Hopefully that's fine. Let's get some screws out. Not that many, Matt. Okay. It's quicker than last time, isn't it?
Certainly is.
It ain't going to be a 3-hour video, this. Of course, what's going to happen is I'm going to find out that the screen's out of alignment. That is a real nightmare to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guess what? The screen's out of alignment.
By much?
I can see it, so that's bad enough. So what I'm going to try and do. There are guide rails on the board, on the sled, for the screen to slot into, so it shouldn't be too bad. Let's get that bit of foam out of the way. Right, happy days. Let's get that bit of foam in there. I'm not sure if foam's actually going to work very well. It'll be better doubled over. It's what I've used before. I'd use a bit of folded up cardboard or something, you know.
Oh,
But I thought, hang on, we've got this foam here. Why not use it? Okay, so there we are. Right, so that's the sled and the DNA board thing. I'll put it on close as we can. There we go. So as you can see, a bit of foam there holding the screen down onto the sled. Let's tidy the screws up, because the last thing I want to do is lose these. I don't plan on making this many DNA200 mods, but you never know.
didn't Dave put in an order for one?
I think he's pre-ordered one from something. I mean, if he wants me to make him one, I will. Just for the cost of the materials. I've got no problem with that. What are we doing for time? We've been here an hour. Okay. So, if you could imagine the fact that if I wasn't on camera, this would have been done by now. I'd been vaping it. Simple as that.
So,
really.
if it weren't done on camera, how long does it take you to do it?
Less than an hour. Less than an hour easily. Right. So what I need to do now is get the. I need to take the 510 off first. I'm going to go back to the shot of me because there's nothing going on close up in a minute. But you can see Let's get the 510 off and get the 510 back in the box. If I'm being completely honest, this is an incredibly easy build. It's a lot easier than the DNA40. I mean, the DNA40 took me a day to make it because the soldering on that was so fine. It was an absolute pain in the chuff, but it's a lot easier on this. You have got the option of, I'll point them out actually, on the close uppy angle, of using your own buttons, not the onboard ones, but what I've done, I've designed the sled so it uses the onboard buttons.
Yeah.
The buttons just push the ones on the board.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's the easiest way as far as I'm concerned, you know. But if I go to close uppy, is let's get some focus here. Oh, missed it. You can see these holes here, just going down the side. They are for external fire buttons and whatever. So you don't have to use this sort of form factor.
Mm-hmm.
But I quite like this form factor, to be honest. I think it's quite nicely designed. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do some close-up cam because I need to have this device close to me in order to do this. I'm going to install the 510 now. Like so. Ah, John Miller, hello. So that's the 510, and because I measured the one of the few things I did absolutely right, I measured the hole correctly. I can actually screw this 510 connector in and keep it nice and tight.
That's always good.
It is. So now I was going to feed the sled and board in. It's probably best if I do this and close it in on itself.
It's still a hell of a size box, isn't it?
It is. It needs to be for the battery size, of course.
Yeah.
Right. So as we can see, that's all in there. All I need to do now is glue the 510 connector, the sled on, using some grouper glue.
So don't you like using a hot glue like Gary does?
Not on something external, no.
Right. Oh, it's all external, is it?
Yeah. Right. So I'm just going to run a small bit of glue around the edge. Should do right. This is an exact fit, so it should just clip in. Like so. Alright. So there we go, that's the oh, over here, Matt. We're installed now.
Mm-hmm.
So all I just need to do is let the glue dry a little bit. Put the lid on, have a glass of something to drink, have the vape. Aye, Trev, that's exactly right. Much easier to build a standard, less wiring. That's exactly why I do it the way. And also because the other thing to consider as well is the screen. Because the screen basically has to sit in front of the board, there's no real other way of positioning in it. You know, you'd have to remove the buttons from the board to get the board nice and close to the case. So that's extra hassle. So that's pretty much why every DNA200 mod out there has got the same button layout, because it's just easier, makes more sense, and there's nothing wrong with the layout at all. Right, one last piece of stuff to do is I've got here somewhere some Velcro. Anyone guess what I'm going to do with the Velcro?
I wouldn't like to guess.
It's going to go on the battery.
Gotcha.
Stop the battery rattling around. So let's get a measurement. There we go. I'll leave that other side covered over for a minute, because the next thing I need to do is connect the 510 up. Again, I'm not doing this on close yappy because it's an absolute nightmare to do it. I need to be here with it. So I've got my fingers all the way in there. Right, now use some pliers to tighten that. So have you got your Atty built yet, Bob?
Yeah, that's been built for quite some time. I've been vaping on it.
Ah.
And I'm really going to kick Trevor G in the ankle when I see him next week.
What's he said now? Well, cool, that's what you used to do your shoes up in it, Bob.
Yeah. Cheeky bugger.
So I absolutely love these Fat Daddy Vapes connectors. They're superb things.
Yeah, there's a lot of mod makers like them now.
Oh, there's no reason to use anything else, to be honest with you. I know Stealth Vape used to have their own version, but I don't seem to do it anymore.
I haven't been on Stealth Vapes for a long while.
Well, that's where I bought the board from, and I buy a lot of stuff from Stealth Vape, to be honest.
I know there's a couple of guys that like to fiddle about with their squonk boxes in the Facebook group I'm on.
Oh yeah.
And they use the Fat Daddy, I think it's the Fat Daddy ones.
Yeah. Which is what I've got on here. This is a low profile one.
Yeah. Some like to change out catch cups and, you know, from 22mm to 15mm and all that sort of thing. So.
Yeah. Oh, they're a bloody good connector. They really are. They're really easy to work with. Right, I'm going to go to close yappy just to show you the 510 in here now. So, there we go. That's the 510 all screwed up and nice. And as you can see, when I press down on it's spring loaded, that moves. So that's good. We are happy. All I need to do now is put the battery in.
Yeah, do you solder that in, or are they...
That's why no, you can solder them in, but that's what this is for.
So I can't see that at the moment.
Oh right, but you'll see. So that's the this bit.
Oh yes, the yellow block.
Yeah. That's what that's for. So I'm just going to take this away from general view for a minute. Ah, the glue's not set properly. I'll sort that out later. That's fine. What I might do is get some epoxy on it actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the end of the world. Make sure it still works. It does. So that's that. Where did I put the lid? Bob, where did I put the lid? Bob.
Pass.
Ah, it's over there, Bob. Well done. Cheers.
Don't good asking me, mate. I can only see one area. Trev's asking how much the board is, Matt.
Just over 60 quid. About 62 quid thereabouts.
Reasonable.
Yeah. Right. Here we go. It is complete. So, I suppose what we need to do now is vape on it, don't we?
You do.
One steam crave atomizer. I don't want 8.5 watts though, that's no good to anybody, is it? Let's take it to about 50 to start with. Alright, and 60.
60. I haven't got a device goes up that high.
I think I need more liquid in this. What was I using in it? That, I think. I'm not getting much out of this at all. More power. 100.
So what coil you got in that attic?
You know what, I don't know. Oh, it's reached the CAN 4 power limit. It's a dual coil and it's 0.10 ohms.
Right.
It's working, but I think that's the I think the attic needs a rebuild, to be honest. It's been sat there for a long time, not doing anything. Let's put on something else. After a good drink.
Have you got a tank handy you can put on it?
A tank. I do. Hang on. I did have. Oh, there it is. I'm not going to fire this 100 watts though. Just to show, this is currently working. This is a temperature control job again. 30 watts, 440 degrees Fahrenheit. There we go. So what we need to do is recreate those settings on here. Right, down to 30 watts. Not 100, that'll be stupid. 40. 25. No. Oh, new coil. Yes, it is. I'm thinking, it's not doing anything. Why? There we go. You can see it's working lovely. It's I'm going to review my own mod now. It's too bloody big. It's not comfortable to hold.
Yeah, but VB wouldn't agree with you there, mate.
Would I buy it? No.
In a word.
It's huge.
Is there no way you could make it smaller, even though you've got that size battery in it?
Yes, I could have made that smaller. I got more room in there than I thought I'd have, to be honest with you. But I was playing it a bit safe. And whatever, it's a talking point, isn't it?
It is.
Mm. Oh, it vapes well.
Certainly seems to be pushing it out.
Yeah, I mean it's only 30 watts. It's got the 200 watt preheat, mind.
So when you use them, I was talking to Dave the other day and he was talking about them. When you're using them, he said that it's very rare they go over 25 watts when you're using temperature controlled anyway, even though it's set at 100 watts, for example.
Pretty much.
It's there for the heating up side.
Yeah, yeah. The whole idea is that because nichrome or titanium is such low resistance, you get the heat a lot quicker. Okay, so you don't have that ramp up time that you have to worry about. But then on the same side of the coin, you're not going to overheat it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I dare say there's people out there that can get more out of the DNA200 chip than I can. You know, the real professional vapors out there, of which I'm not one of.
Yeah, professional vapor.
Yeah, but there we go.
Well, it's a good build.
Yeah, that was a lot quicker than last time, wasn't it? That was just over an hour all in. I mean, I could have done it quicker, I suppose, if I didn't take a few breaks.
Yeah, hour and 10.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't bad. Better than the 3 hours last time then.
Yeah, we didn't have the complications last time, did I?
Exactly.
But, well done to Mr. New Soldering Iron, and cheers to Trev to say, yeah, crank it up to full power.
He does have his uses.
He does. So there we go. The only downside is the mod is huge. I mean, look at it. I haven't exactly got small hands. But, jeez. It's not going to fit in your pocket.
VB would disagree with that. He'd have one twice that size.
Yeah, for what reason?
Power.
Why? Why do I need to have more power in here when this is going to last me at least a day? At least.
It's a talking point, isn't it?
Yeah. It works. I better charge his battery up now. It's half full. Or half empty. So there we go, people. That was another DNA200 build. I'd like to say see me on Wednesday, but you're not going to because I'm not going to be on Wednesday. Yes, Trevor G is a big one. So next couple of weeks I'm not going to be around. I'm not doing any shows because I need a break and I need to see family and that sort of thing. In fact, I'll tell people why. About a week ago I heard my nan had skin cancer. So she's got to go for skin graft operations very, very soon. So it ties in quite nicely with Ridian being off. So yeah, and she's my only surviving grandparent. It's the only one I've got left. So, you know, I really better sort of pop down there and see her. So like I said the other day, Bob, we'll be down in your neck of the woods fairly soon.
I bet you will. I'm sorry to hear that, mate.
Ah, well.
All goes well for
it. It happens, doesn't it?
It does, unfortunately.
Trevor G says I could have a white LED or two on the bottom as a torch.
You could.
Yes. So there we go. I think we're going to wrap it up there. So one build done in about an hour. So hopefully someone sees this and gets inspired to do it.
Nicely done.
Possibly do a better job than me, but there we go. Like I've said many a time, I don't claim to be a great solderer or anything like that, but I can do it. Anyway, so I think that's that then. Do you want to say cheerio, Bob?
Yep, cheerio, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm not in show mode, am I? Right, let's do that and then I'll do the closing. Toodaloo.